Welcome to the channel. This is Lady Be Unstoppable. If it's your first time, just go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And guys, me really did have to come on to talk about this topic with the teachers DYING in Jamaica. So I'm not gonna be up here long, but it was kind of challenging for me to do a video. So I said, let me just come up here and say what I have to say and just forward off. All right. Now, based on my information from the media, right about now, it's probably about 7 teachers who died in Jamaica for whatever the reason is. And that is really a big concern, you know. It is a big concern, and I wanna address it a little bit. So on my screen, this lady in the yellow, she is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of the latest teacher who passed, right? Right about now, I'm trying to get on my phone to find that information. It's very heartfelt when I hear about the passing of teachers. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get into that article real quick. Jennifer Gidden, God bless her soul, may her soul rest in peace. Acting principal and VP at Charlie Mount High School. Jennifer Gidden, yes. She's this lady right here in the yellow who passed. And that was one of the most recent. No, that was not one of the most recent. That was the second to last most recent death. So the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Winston Smith, expresses concern about the sudden death surge among teachers. The latest one being reported on Wednesday. Jennifer Giddens, who was the acting principal and vice principal of Charlie Mount High School, passed away on Wednesday, bringing the number of those who passed in the last 8 days to 6. So if me concerned about that, I am very concerned. I have been made aware, but I'm not aware of the cause of death. Smith said in the wake of the death of the past principal. The JTA president believed that the high stress level in the nation is what's contributing to the deaths. All right, so that is a concern. The JTA is also aware of the passing of the colleague from Charlie Mount High School. And this was, let me tell you what date is this news, because I'm a bit late. They say, they'll say a day late and a dollar short. I'm a bit late with this because this is May 9, 18, which is yesterday, or was yesterday. All right. So the sixth teacher in 8 days, which was yesterday at about 6 p.m. And then another one passed in the night. I mean, there was some other news in the night that was an additional one that make it to 7. Whilst we are not sure of the cause of death, we are extremely concerned because all the teachers have died suddenly with what can be connected to stress or such activity. So, and I'm telling you guys, it can be very stressful. It can be very stressful because when it's not one thing, is the next. But we as teachers, we have to find a way to unwind. As me here, Jamaica YouTube TV say, we have to find a way to unwind and a way to release the stress. Because it's not easy, but you understand? The JTA president is urging teachers to implement relaxation exercises to relieve stress and call for spiritual intervention on behalf of the nation's teachers. And I'm gonna say this, say every morning when me go work. Once, as a matter of fact, from before me leave my house, me start pray. And once me drop in my classroom, a peer prayer me put on because let me tell you something. We do not fight against flesh and blood, spirituality. So sometimes it's not you understand when I want to be too explicit or specifics because you don't know. So me telling you that straight up. Once me drop in my class, me start put on me praying. Because at the end of the day, we need that spiritual intervention. The Jamaica Teachers Association would like to remind the members to take care of themselves by taking time out to relax, treat themselves, and whichever way they can to ensure that they release the stress that they have based on the job or financial burdens. We express condolences to both the biological as well as the professional families of our deceased colleagues while we await the outcome of the autopsies to let us know the real cause of death. And he's asking for prayers for the nation's teachers because it's not easy. The JTA president is also asking the ministry to provide counseling for those at the impacted school. And the JTA shouldn't have to ask the ministry. That should have been in place from day one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this plain and straight. Once they went back to school, there should have been stuff in place for teachers, not just students, but teachers and students to get what you call it now, and I wouldn't even say post pandemic because we're still in the pandemic, mental health mental health strategies or strategy for deal with mental health and the social emotional health, right? So that's something Miss Minister of Education Favor Williams need to think about. What do you all have in place for people to handle social and emotional stress? Because whether you believe it or not, it no matter how we come up here and we look strong, we still have things to handle, right? I mean, no, whenever you see this video, whoever see this video after this, make sure say it reach the Minister of Education, right? So the JTA president is asking the Ministry of Education to provide grief counseling to the staff of the affected schools. They just need to make contact with the regional officer at the head office. So the other 5 teachers who passed away recently were mathematics lecturer at Portmore Community College, who died May 11. Principal of Beer Technical High School at Adonga St. Elizabeth they saw. And me I said that name sounds so familiar like somebody me go to college with. Me I forgot call up couple of my college mate and see if them know this person. Because it sounds so familiar. This name sounds so familiar. Who died May 12? Anne-Marie Johnson Lindo, Vice President of Vice Principal of Duncan's All Age in Trelawney, died May 12. So this and then let me see, grade 6 teacher of One Way Prep School in Kingston passed May 14. Donnelly Wright of Tarrant High School, St. Andrew, May 16. 5 so far. So we're going to hear from, let me see now, who to hear from first? let us hear from the opposition extending condolences to the family. Let me hear from that person. All right, so the PNP party has extended condolences to the friends and family of Antoinette Banton Ellis, principal of Virtech, and Anne-Marie Johnson, Lindo, acting principal of Duncan's All Age, both of whom passed away on May 12th. The two were among the 5 educators who died in a 6-day period. The others are mathematics lecturer at Portmore Community College, Gregory Williams, who passed May 11. Carlos Gordon, a grade 6 teacher. Grade 6 is a tested area where you do the in my day when I was teaching back there it was called the GSAT. I think now them change it. I don't remember the name of them called. Somebody who know it type in the chat or in the comment section. A grade 6 teacher at a prep school in Kingston, one way prep school. Donna Lee Wright of Tarrant High School, St. Andrew, who died May 16. In release on Tuesday, the opposition expressed sincere gratitude for the work and sacrifice that these educators have given to the society. They have helped to change the lives of many students and helped to create better citizens. The opposition leader of opposition spokesman on education and training, Dr. Angela Brownberg, also called on teachers and principals to pay attention to their personal well-being as they grapple with stressful conditions in the nation's schools. Right? The pressures of dealing with increased violence in schools and academics and other challenges of building back a better and stronger schools is placing additional stress on teachers and principals. We call on the government to ensure that the facilities are provided to facilitate our teachers and principals as they find ways to cope in these high stress work environments. You understand? So I'm gonna read what Favor Williams said, but right about now, this was from the opposition spokesperson. Something need to be in place to help these people. Me no hear say no EO added, no education officer not dead, you know. No EO, you know, here say no EO a pass. I just principal and teacher. So them need to provide support so these people can know if we handle certain things. Provide some kind of in where I in our environment. I'm gonna try to be general. We have what is called the social emotional lessons. So that's something they can think about, and these lessons kind of help these teach these persons how to deal with certain issues, especially, you know, if you teach your kids how to deal with certain issues, then you probably end up, it's likely you'll end up have less behavioral issue. It's a probability, it's not 100%, but just a probability. So this lady right here in the middle, in the red, she is the opposition spokesperson. Right down here is one of the latest teacher who passed off. And over here in the blue is the education minister, Favor Williams. So make we hear what she have to say right about now. And then also I think there was a news out where she I think implementing or trying to implement mass mandate for schools, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. 5 educators have died in 6 days. A development has led to the Ministry of Education and Youth, Favor Williams. I have some other video with she where she mentioned certain things. In other there was a video I had where they were talking about those students who were unaccounted for. And I should have talked about the situation the other day where they were sending home students for here and all of them something there. And it really kind of pissed me off because at the end of the day, we say students are unaccounted for. And then when them come as they are, we are send them back home. That no make no sense. But me just never get the chance to deal with that because me have my own thing I deal with. You understand me? But that's something they need to look into. Because at first, there was an issue where they couldn't catch up. They couldn't get up with those students. So they were unaccounted for. Then, anyway, they ended up being able to contact some of those. And I think another 30 something thousand, I don't know the exact number, of those other students were still unaccounted for. So the ones that will come as they are, accommodate them, man. We will not send them back home for a lot gate and all of that. That's a foolishness. But as me say, me never get to touch a topic there. So, you know, make it slide. Williams, in a statement Tuesday afternoon, noted that the passing of the maths lecturer at Portmore Community College, Gregory Williams, who died on May 11, principal of Virtech High School, Antoinette Banton Ellis, as me said, that name sounds so familiar. It sounds like somebody me know. But me I go check it out. Who died on May 12, Anne Marie Johnson Lindo. Anne Marie Johnson Lindo, Vice Principal of Duncan's All Age in Trelawney, who passed May 12. Me I go just use the word pass. Carlos Gardner, a grade 6 teacher of one-way prep in Kingston, who passed on May 14. And Donna Lee Wright of Tarrant High School in St. Andrew, who passed May 16. And how much that we just count? The minister described their DEATS as tragic blows to their families because these things are sudden death. Sudden. They never sick and whatever for your extended period of time. Sudden. All right. The sudden passing of these teachers have dedicated service covered the primary to the tertiary level has also been a big shock to the education system. She noted that Banton Ellis gave 32 years of service to education, starting at Cross Primary and Junior High School as a pre-trained. She worked at a number of other schools before joining Virtech as principal October 1, 2017, where she served until her untimely DEATH. Gordon taught at One Way Prep for 16 years, covering 4, 5, 6, while John Salindo was principal at Duncan's Primary All Age since 2016. First joined the staff in 1998. John Salindo taught general subjects to 4, 5, and 6 students with special passion for math and science, Williams said. Gregory Williams joined the staff of Portmore Community College in September 2008 as an assistant lecturer. In 2016, he was appointed permanent as a lecturer. He taught math, and math is a very hard to fill area. You understand? Not only in Jamaica, but across the board. In the associate degree program at the college, Wright taught English language across several grades since 2019. Their inspirational guidance, dedicated service were well appreciated, especially in the discipline, especially in the discipline they brought to their subject areas and how they interacted with their students, parents, and colleague educators. Um, and educators. Representative from the ministry's guidance and counseling team will be offering counseling and other support. Well, that is good to know. But also, they need a program in the school that deals with social and emotional lessons. So that is something the Minister of Education need to think about. They need something set in the school that should have been in place. Me don't know if it's in place now, me just go and talk. But if it's in place and somebody know, no can drop it in the comment section. Yes, it should be in place. Right after they go back at school, so they can deal with stress and other issues. All right, let me see if I find this other one where she was talking about the um about mask. Let me see if I can find that article. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you, we need to. All right, I think this is one that I have not read. This is where another teacher died Wednesday. President of the JTA, Winston Smith, confirmed that Omri Tomlinson passed at school in Black River, St. Elizabeth. See, this is the seventh one now. Based on how I'm counting. If I'm wrong, or not, just go ahead and let me know. I am sure I am not sure of her age. I just refresh. It says they weren't sure of her age, but you know, she passed. All right, this is the final thing I'm gonna look on where Minister of Education, Ministry of Education Youth has mandated the wearing of masks in schools effective immediately and until further advice. And that's May 19. This is today, so this is fresh. This is breaking news. The Ministry of Education and Youth has mandated the wearing of masks in schools effective immediately and until further advised. In a bulletin on Thursday, May 19, the ministry said the mask mandate is a response to the rise of the Big C infection rate. School administrator has been reporting an increase in suspected and confirmed Big C cases among staff and students. The ministry advised that the students and staff who turn up to school without a mask should not be denied access, but should be assisted with a mask to facilitate teaching and learning. And that is a very good um gesture. If they don't have one, you give them one. Administrators have been reminded to be sensitive, to resensitize all key stakeholders about the protocols to be observed, including regular washing of hands and temperature checks. So they're doing temperature checks too. The bulletins also stated that where it becomes necessary, school administrator may need to revert to remote learning opportunities in response to the exposure. All right. This is to provide for the continuation of learning, this sanitizing of classroom buildings, observation of quarantine standards, as well as for the affected persons to be tested and treated accordingly. So it should be noted that provisions are to be made to continue the learning program for students who do not have access to online learning. Hope so. All right. Now, the ministry is also reminding stakeholders that they have a responsibility to limit the stress, the spread of the Big C, and encourage school leaders, teachers, parents, support staff, and students to get the joke. To get the joke. Let me say that to know me I talk about. All right. Mm-mm-mm. So basically what's going on here now, a couple of things that I just mentioned. Condolences to the family. Condolences to the family of the teachers who passed. And as I said earlier, teachers, please take care of yourself. Because when you pass and gone today, tomorrow somebody else in the classroom are teaching them or teaching students them. So don't stress over the job. Don't stress over the work. Just do the best you can and take care of yourself. You understand? Yes. But to aspire when possible, just do something that help to release the stress. Anything that is what you can say now positive. As long as you not you know. Me never know what to say to that part there, but yeah, man, just boy, it's very sad. It is very sad. It is very sad for have a teacher them a drop out. So yeah, man. So me did have to come on tonight for just address that and all of that, you know. Me have to come on for address that. As a fellow educator, it's very heart-rending. Very, very heart-rending. Especially when the person's them not sick. You understand? You're not sick, but you're a dropout. Let me read one more article where um what the Prime Minister Andrew Holness said. Let me see if I can play this. Not sure if it's gonna be heard. You know, so me never check the chat. So guys, anybody on the chat, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and hit the like button, share this out, hit the notification bell if you're new, and you know, bless upon yourself. Let me play this last one from the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who said that the government is closely monitoring the Big C situation in Jamaica and will take appropriate action if required. Right? He said, clearly, if our monitoring shows that we need to take certain preventative actions, we will very quickly and rapidly mobilize. We have never demobilized. We're all still prepared and ready to act. Holness speaking at an official handover of the Port Royal Coastal Revetment Project in downtown Kingston on Wednesday, May 18, urged citizens to remain vigilant as the country is now experiencing the fifth wave of the pandemic. I believe the Ministry of Health and Wellness will have alerted the nation today that we are in the fifth wave, and we had also expected. But when we observe, what we observe is the citizens may have become complacent, believing that the pandemic is ending, is at an end. So that's what Andrew Onus is basically saying. It's not over. So still make do your follow the proper protocol, wash your hands. You know, now they have mask mandate in schools based on the number of um, you know, documented scenario. I'm trying to be as general as possible. I am trying to be as general as possible with the wording of what I'm saying. All right. The Prime Minister stressed that it is now the personal responsibility of every citizen to protect themselves and urge people to continue to follow the health protocols to reduce the risk of infection. Wear your mask, sanitize your hands regularly. If you are ill, stay home. If you don't have to go out, then don't. Be careful how you move around in crowds and just be very conscious of your environment. So that was a good warning from the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Once again, condolences to the family of those teachers who passed suddenly. Um, you know, stay strong, everybody. Make sure if you have a family, you have family member who are in the profession, you encourage them, just tell them something nice so they can feel appreciated. Even though we know, say most times, you know, it's you know, a kind word is always better than nothing at all. Let's put it like that. So once again, thank you guys for watching the video. If you are new, remember hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll know whenever I go live or whenever I you know, drop a new video. Right? So thank you guys and have a good night.